Om Shanti, 12th February 2023, Baapdada Avyakt Murli, revised date 16 December 1993. In the essence, Baba says, be the ones who have true love and experience all relationships with the one Father in a practical way. Om Shanti. Today, Baapdada, the one loved by the whole world, is seeing his extremely loving companions and the children who are constantly cooperative. All Brahmin souls everywhere definitely have love for the Father. Love has brought about transformation in their Brahmin lives. Even so, there are three types of loving children. One is of those who have love, the second is of those who fulfill the responsibility of love, and the third is of those who are merged in love. To be merged in love means to be equal. Those who have love sometimes, but while having love, their love is sometimes broken and their love is sometimes connected. This is why, from time to time, they repeatedly have to make effort to connect their love again. Why? Because as well as love for the Father, they also have love for some people or for some instruments of matter. If there is the slightest trace of love in any other direction, even in their thoughts, they come in the list of those who have just love for the Father. The sign of love is that without making any effort, their love automatically goes to the one they have love for. Those who constantly have love experience the one they have love for to be their support in every situation and in every stage at every moment. If you have love for the facilities, then at that time you experience the facilities to be a greater supporter than even the Father. At that time, those souls retain love for the Father in their thoughts and even think that the love the Father has is elevated, but they think that it is necessary to have the support of facilities or of other people. This is why their love is incomplete in both directions, and they have to connect their love again and again. Instead of having one strength and one support, they also find it essential to have the support of something else. Therefore, instead of experiencing all attainments by having love for the Father, they are attracted by some temporary attainment of other supports. They are attracted to them to such an extent that they consider these to be very essential. They do not consider these to be an attachment but a support. Such ones are known as those who just have love. Second are those who fulfill the responsibility of love. Those who fulfill the responsibility of love as well as having love also have the power to fulfill the responsibility of love. To fulfill the responsibility of love means to give the response of that love to give a return. The return of love is to fulfill the elevated hopes that the Father has in the children in a practical way. Those who fulfill the responsibility of love generally demonstrate their love by doing everything in a practical way. However, they sometimes have the experience of being equal to the Father, that is, of being merged in love, and sometimes they don't. Those who fulfill the responsibility of love are still close, but they are not equal. Those who fulfill this responsibility of love receive multi-million-fold courage, zeal, and enthusiasm, and special help from the Father in return. Thirdly, those who are merged in love constantly experience the company of the Father whom they love, in their eyes, on their lips, in their thoughts, and in their actions easily and naturally. The Father is not separated from them, and they are not separated from the Father. At every moment, As a return for their love for the Father, they remain full and content with all the attainments they have received from the Father. This is why no other type of support attracts them. The need for any temporary attainment would definitely make them make someone else their support. That is, it would create a difference in their having full love. Because of being constantly full of all attainments, a soul who is merged in love easily experiences belonging to the one Father and none other. All of you have love for the Father, but there are these three types of children. Now, ask each of you, must yourself, which one am I? You do know yourself, do you not? You do have love, and it is out of love that you are following this Brahmin life. However, as well as having love, you become number wise in having the power to fulfill the responsibility of that love. As well as having love, power is also essential. Those who have a balance of both love and power become similar to the Father. Such souls who are merged in love experience it to be difficult to move away from the love of the Father. It is easy to be merged in love, but difficult to move away from that love because the Father is the world of souls who are merged in love. In the whole world, there are only two things that attract. One is some relationship with people, and the other is some attainment gained from the various facilities and possessions. Souls who are merged in love constantly experience the sweetness of all relationship with the one Father. For them, the basis of all attainment is not in the things or the facilities, but it is the one Father. The things and the facilities are creation, whereas the Father is the creator. Those who have the Creator as their support cannot have the slightest thought, even in their dreams, of having even a temporary attainment from the creation. Baapdada is sometimes amused when he sees the stage of some children. One cannot be surprised. There has to be a full stop. While moving along, they let go of the seed and become attracted to the twigs and branches. Some make other souls their support, whereas others make the facilities their support. Because the form and color of the seed are not as beautiful as the form and color of the twigs and branches, which are very beautiful. In your body consciousness, you easily experience the support of relationship with bodily beings, but when you go beyond body consciousness, you experience the support of the Father. You have the habit of becoming body conscious anyway. You become body conscious even against your conscious wish. This is why you easily experience the support of some relationship with bodily beings. Therefore, even when you understand that it is not right, you still make them your supports. Bab Dada smiles when he sees this. Your stage at that time makes one laugh. It is just as when you relate the story of a parrot in your classes and in the lectures you give. It told someone that to sit on the tap, but the parrot itself was sitting on the tap when it said it. In the same way, some children also think in their own minds that they belong to the one Father and none other. They even repeat this to themselves again and again, but as well as this, they also think that they need some support in a physical way. So you have to laugh at that time, and Maya seizes her chances at that time. She transforms your intellect to such an extent that you experience a false support to be a real support. Nowadays, false things are even bitter than real things. In the same way, at that time, you experience something wrong to be right. To prove a wrong thing or a false support to be right, to prove something false to be true, is just like a pillar being put up to strengthen a weak spot. So, Two, in order to make your weak thoughts powerful, Maya also put up a very royal pillar. Do you know which pillar she puts up? All of you know this. Maya brings this thought. This happens all the time. Even many seniors do this and they move along in this way. Or they think we are still effort makers. We have not yet become complete and so there will be one weakness or other. As we progress further, we will become complete. In this way, the pillar of weak thoughts strengthens the weakness. So, do not take the support of a pillar in this way. At some time, that artificial pillar will deceive you. The father always has to be the support of all relationships. You experience this to be a lesser extent. Now increase your experience of having all relationships with him. Because of you experiencing all relationships to be a lesser extent, a temporary relationship if forced with someone or other. Now increase your experience of the Father being your physical support and of His being the support of things that give you cooperation in a practical way in every situation when in your physical life. Do not think that the Father will give you support in a subtle way anyway. He is incorporeal and subtle. He is not physical, but you can experience every relationship in a physical way. You can experience His company in the physical way. So, understand this experience in depth and make yourself strong in this. People, things, and facilities will not then attract you. Now increase your experience of using the facilities just for the sake of it and of using them in doing service as detached observers. Do not make them your support, but use them for the sake of it. This is known as a soul who is merged in love and equal. So think about it. Who am I? Do you understand? Acha. To the souls who are equal to the Father and constantly merged in love, to the souls who constantly experience all relationship with the one Father, to the souls who constantly experience the one Father to be their image of support and their true support, to the souls who constantly experience all attainments from the one Father, to the truly loving souls who easily and naturally experience one strength and one support. Love, remembrance, and namaste from Baapdada. Spiritual children, in return to the spiritual Baap, says, good morning, namaste, namaste, namaste. Thank you so much, Baba. To the Dadis, you are constantly immersed in love, are you not? Or do you have to make effort to stay in remembrance? You are not able to see anyone except the one Father. When you hear their stories, you have to laugh. While the story is going on, they are not able to understand what is happening to them. But when the story is over, they think, what happened? They even think, was it me or someone else? Because at that time they are under another influence. Those who are under another influence are not aware of themselves. When they become aware of themselves, they then have the strength to move forward. The gathering is growing and it will continue to grow. And you instrument souls are happy seeing all of these games. All of you are moving along. Some are moving along, some are flying. And what are you doing? While flying, you make others fly with you. You have become merciful children of the merciful Father. So you feel mercy. You do not feel dislike. You have mercy and this mercy acts as love from the heart. Acha. Whatever is happening is the best of all. You are serving tirelessly. Everyone also has enthusiasm when they see the tirelessness of the instrument souls. Acha. Personal meeting with Avyakt Baapdada. Finish being ordinary and make the sanskars of a speciality natural and your nature. Do you constantly experience yourself to be in the spiritual pleasure of the confluence age? Do you always stay in pleasure? Or are you sometimes in pleasure and sometimes in confusion? Or do you stay in constant pleasure? What is your state? When any situation or examination comes, are you confused? So, what would happen if death were to come in that short time? This is the time of untimely death, is it not? If instead of being in pleasure, you are in a state of confusion, even for a short time, and if that moment becomes your final moment, then what would be the final thought be that led you to your destination? This is why you continue to hear constantly ever ready. What is the meaning of ever ready? Are you ever ready at every moment? Let no problem ever be an obstacle to your becoming perfect. If the end is good, then the beginning of the future will also be good. This is why you are taught the lesson of ever ready. Do not think that it is just for a short time, because you can be deceived for even a short time, for even a second. You generally think that it doesn't last for a long time, that it just lasts for 2 to 4 minutes, but even 1 second can be deceptive. Therefore, don't even think about this for a minute, because you are most valuable souls. You are invaluable. Invaluable souls cannot be compared to souls of the world. People of the world consider all of you to be ordinary, but you are not ordinary. You are a special souls. A special soul means that whatever actions you perform, whatever thoughts you have, and whatever words you use, every word and every thought is a special, not ordinary. Let your time not be spent in an ordinary way. Let every second and every thought be special. This is known as being a special soul. So check that you don't become ordinary while doing something special. Some of you any that they haven't made any mistakes, that they haven't committed any sin, that they haven't used any such wrong words. But did you make your future and your present elevated? You didn't do anything bad, but did you do anything good? Do not just check that you didn't do anything bad, but rather than not doing anything bad, did you do the best of all, or was it just something ordinary? Let there not be such ordinariness. Let there be something elevated. There wasn't any loss, but was there any accumulation? This is because the time to accumulate is now. You will eat for many future births from what you have accumulated at this time. So, you will not eat as much as you have accumulated, will you not? If you accumulate less, you will have less to eat. That is, your reward will be less. Your aim is to attain an elevated reward, or does it not matter if it becomes ordinary? I will go to heaven anyway. I will not have any sorrow. So, what does it matter if I become ordinary? Does this matter, or will it do? So, check that every second and every thought is special. The practice of body consciousness has continued for half a cycle naturally against your consciousness wish, has it not? It has become natural to become body conscious, has it not? In the same way, let the conscious state become natural and part of your nature. Nature automatically does its work. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to create that. You don't have to do anything, because it happens automatically. So, let such sanskars of a speciality become your nature, and that should emerge from each one's heart. Do not say, my nature is such, my nature is such. No, it should emerge from each one's mouth and mind. My nature is the speciality of a special soul. So, is it like that, or do you have to make effort? You don't have to make effort for something that is your nature. If the natures of some are of being entertaining, they automatically continue to entertain. They don't even realize what they have done. Even if someone tells them something, they would say, what can I do? That is my nature. So, let your nature also become one of being special. If someone asks you what your nature is, let it emerge from everyone's heart that your nature is a special, that of ordinary action has not finished because you have now died alive. So you have died from being ordinary and you are living with a speciality, that is, you now have a new birth. So being ordinary was the nature of your past birth, not of the present, because you have now taken a new birth. So experiencing being special as the nature of your new birth. So what will you do now? Finish being ordinary. Let there not be anything ordinary even in your thoughts. Do your mother stay in pleasure? No matter how much someone tries to confuse you, you just stay in pleasure. Those who try to confuse you will get confused, but you will not get confused because it is the duty of those who do not have knowledge to confuse others and the duty of those who have knowledge to stay in pleasure. So, let them do their work and you do your work. Constantly experience pleasure, for only then will you be able to stay in a spiritual intoxication. If you are that, then you will be able to tell others, will you not? Those who are not that will not be able to tell others. You can issue a challenge that you are not those who become confused because you are special souls. What will you remember? We are special souls who stay in pleasure. You have such courage, do you not? Those who have courage automatically receive help. Acha. Blessing, may you become full of all treasure of fortune by making the bestower of fortune belong to you easily. May you become full of all the treasures of fortune by making the bestower of fortune belong to you easily. Explanation. The way to make the bestower of fortune belong to you is to have a relationship with both the father and dada. Some children say that they have a direct connection with the incorporeal, that the corporeal one has also received everything from the incorporeal one, and so they will also attain everything directly from him. However, this is like using a broken key. You cannot create your fortune without becoming a Brahma Kumar or Kumari. Without the corporeal one, you cannot become a master of the treasure of all types of fortune, because the bestower of fortune shares fortune through Brahma. So, know the way and become full of the treasures of all types of fortune. Slogan. Claim a certificate from yourself, from service and from everyone else, and you will become an embodiment of success. Claim a certificate from yourself, from service and from everyone else, and you will become an embodiment of success. Acha. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti.